It's 2025, which means Reboot Season 2 has officially aired a year ago, which to be honest is pretty crazy. However, I've loved the season in 2024 as it is my least favorite season. However, one thing I did bring to 2025 is still my hatred for its winner in Wayne. And to be honest, I genuinely do think Total Drama completely fumbled the bag with Wayne as a character. Again, being a character with a cool design and a cool purpose in Season 1, just to completely flop in Season 2 while still being the season's winner. And again, we'll be looking through Wayne's entire character and comparing him to some other characters as well and how he could have been written a lot better. In Season 1, Wayne was actually a really great character and actually pretty well written as well, despite being in this archetype of Tyler, a Lindsay, or Lightning. Again, he is a lot better than all three of those characters in that given season. Again, that's a very low bar as those three characters are just characters that aren't really written well, just made to be funny and whatever. But Wayne's character still remains to be a pretty solid character throughout, having a lot of funny moments, and again, his relationship with Raj was very well done. Just seeing the scene where Wayne obviously sees Raj and Bowie kissing, and then he's very excited, and then waiting for Raj to tell him that he does actually really like Bowie and the fact that he is gay or bi. And really, I just think that's a very nice story for Wayne. Obviously, he was just a more so supporting character, supporting Raj, and obviously where Raj does tell him, in fact, that he is gay, again, it was a very wholesome moment, and then they get eliminated, and I just think overall in Season 1, Wayne was just a very nice character. And then we move forward to Season 2. And I will say this before we get into Wayne's character, it's not the fact that I dislike Wayne, and there's nothing really Wayne does that truly bugs me. Like, I don't have issues with Wayne the way I have issues with a character like Zoe, who is just actively bad. My issue with Wayne is more so that he actively just does nothing throughout the season, and yet people give him a slide because he's quote-unquote funny, but if you look on any Total Drama Season 2 funny moments, he's not there, and he really isn't there throughout the entire season, being the supporting character to Raj. And again, Raj wasn't even prominent on the show outside of his relationship with Bowie, and even then, again, Raj barely gets any content. So what does that mean for Wayne? Wayne doesn't get any content. And again, the show tries to force this narrative that him and Damien are best friends when Wayne literally votes out Damien for a storyline that he does not care about whatsoever. Even then, Wayne and Damien do not hang out during the season, and that probably is because Damien just doesn't like Wayne that much. And I will say this as a positive from Wayne's character. Again, it is cool that him and Julia do interact at the Final Four. Again, I think they should have interacted more throughout the season, but we'll get into that later. And again, it's not like Wayne floated throughout the game. It's not like a situation like Cody, to where at least Cody was at least on the show. At least Cody did have moments. Again, Wayne just did absolutely nothing throughout the entire season and then wins, which is just very irritating to me. It's also irritating in the fact that the show tries to make you really not root for a character like Caleb, and since Julia is the quote-unquote villain of the season, again, it makes you want to automatically root for Wayne, but to be honest, I still wasn't. I was still rooting for Julia. I was still predicting that Caleb was going to win, and I would have been fine with it, but seeing Wayne win, it's like Max Russo winning the Family Wizard competition. It just feels very weird. What's also weird is the fact that, again, it's like compared to characters in Wayne's archetype, like a Lightning, like a Tyler, again, Wayne does have the bigger resume on paper, but again, in execution in terms of personal impact and just the impact on the show, Tyler and Lightning definitely do stick out in my mind a lot more than Wayne, and it's just because, again, they're funnier characters, they have better endings overall in my opinion, and they're just funnier, straight up. I might make a Logan video in the future, so I'll kind of keep this brief, but again, Logan in 4 episodes has been a better character and a better written character than Wayne has on a total of like, what, 2016 episodes that he's been in. Again, being a character who, again, is into sports, but again, doesn't make it his entire personality, being a team player, and seeing him actually interact with his characters and having the characters actually genuinely like him and feed off him. Again, it's just overall very great, and I really wish Wayne could have had something like that. But anyways, enough yapping. Here's how I would fix Wayne's character in Season 2. I won't be talking too much about the whole cheating situation because in my opinion that's more so a Bowie and Raj storyline than Wayne. Again, I wouldn't really change that much to it because again, Wayne doesn't really contribute to it, and I feel like what he did contribute was just fine overall. I feel like what I would change about Wayne's character in Season 2 is mainly just adding in some character dynamics, because outside of his relationship with Raj and his fake relationship with Damien, again, he doesn't really interact with that much people, and I feel like one saving grace for Wayne could have been Julia. Again, not in a relationship, obviously, because MK and Julia are canon and they are real, they are endgame. But, however, I will say this. While I am not the biggest fan of repeated storylines, I feel like Wayne and Julia could have had a relationship similar to Lindsay and Heather. I feel like having Raj maybe kicked off right after Bowie was eliminated, I feel like Julia could have picked Wayne up kind of like a Lindsay figure, and seeing MK and Julia kind of just use Wayne throughout the game would have been actually a very fun storyline. And maybe, who knows, having Wayne actually wake up and realize the fact that MK and Julia are actually playing him, so then he is able to outplay them, but in a like sportsmanship way, just to not fully change Wayne's character. And again, seeing him win the season, that could have been a great ending for his character overall. Again, seeing him obviously take down the villains of the season, and seeing him win would have actually been very satisfying, doing it for Bowie and Raj. Seeing him in a bottom tier position, seeing him as the underdog, which I feel like a lot of his fans think he is, which, I mean, I would say he isn't straight up. Again, while he is underestimated throughout the entire season and does win, so on paper you would think he is an underdog, again, he flops in every single challenge of the season. And again, in the finale, he wasn't even trying to win and was still flopping until really plot armor came to play, and then he wins the season. So overall, yeah, Wayne was just not an underdog, but I feel like in this scenario he would have been an underdog, and it would have been satisfying to see him win. Another storyline you can also add in for Wayne is the fact that not a lot of people on the cast who do make it far really like Wayne. People like a Julia, MK, Kayla, Priya, even really a Damien, to be honest. And I even see a scenario where Bowie doesn't even really like Wayne. Again, he didn't even want to pick Wayne for his team, but Raj kind of just forces Bowie to pick him anyways. Again, it could have been a nice storyline to see Wayne kind of feel like ostracized from the cast, really. And again, that's why he kind of feels like susceptible to the manipulation of Julia and MK, similar to Gabby and Ellie in Season 1 of Disventure Camp. Again, I just feel like Wayne's a character you could have done a lot with just because he is so naive, but also could also just win the season. I was struggling with thinking if Wayne's a bad character or not, and while I personally am not the biggest Wayne fan out there, he probably is in my low C tier at this point. Again, probably being around the Owen, the Courtney spots, where they do have good moments and they do have good seasons, but again, their lows are just extremely low. Again, do I think Wayne was a poorly handled character? In Season 1, no, but in Season 2, yeah, and I'm definitely a lot sour on Wayne a lot more just because he did end up winning the season without doing anything. Overall, though, that is the video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. I would say expect more character analysis, but not really for Total Drama, more so about Disventure Camp, Reality Resort, or even Next Generation, to be honest. To where I haven't seen Total Drama in quite a while, honestly, to where I will do a full series rewatch of the show, and then obviously redo some old videos I made in the past. To where outside of that, though, expect the same content, expect rankings and stuff like that. So yeah, peace out. Love you guys.